Good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. Thanks a lot for your patience with a wee bit of a longer intro there. So thanks a lot for everyone for hanging around. We've got a bunch of yous here already. Thanks a lot for joining us. So guys, we're back to, I think, really normal. We're getting back into another little ebb and flow of the live streams. Got a bunch of stuff getting made up today that'll be coming out over the next few days, over the next week or so. And I hope you enjoyed the giveaway, guys. Honestly, on Monday we had John on the stream. We had a wee bit of technical difficulties at the beginning, but we got by it, and we did an amazing giveaway. The channel did an amazing giveaway. You guys entered all across social media. There was hundreds of entries, not quite thousands, but hundreds of entries, and we gave away 5 amazing cards. We had the Dane St. Clair go out, Sebastian Lletget, Darlington Nagbe, Thomas Pochettino, and who? Oh, I just noticed something out of focus. Who was the other card we gave away? Oh, that's going to bug me. That is going to bug me. It was St. Clair, Lletget, Nagbe, Pochettino, Perea. All 5 of those guys have found new homes, and hopefully they're making their way up the SO5 rankings as we speak with those new cards getting absolutely stuck in. My intentions and my plans, guys, is to continue to do giveaways and competitions just like that one on a much more regular basis. I just need you guys to keep all the social media support up in terms of likes and retweets and shares and all that good stuff. So while I'm mentioning it, if you're here live watching us now, please by all means smash that like button, help a man out. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, as I've just mentioned, and it'll probably end up supporting you in some way. You might even win a card as a result of a giveaway that we can do because of the growth that we get. But without any further ado, guys, we have got a pretty war story ridden game week to go back and examine. Now, with John being on the stream on Monday for the giveaway and the difficulties we had, I didn't really go through my teams in too much detail. I went through 1 or 2 of them with John, and I felt like it was just me telling John my teams, you know. I didn't think it would be any fun really for you guys, so I just kind of touched on a few of the main ones. So I've got a few stories to go through. There's a few data points I want to be taking from this game week in terms of team selection choices and that kind of thing, as well as me just getting to know better some of these new guys that are in the club and getting to see them out, and you know, what can I take from the last game week into the next week, because I think those last minute lessons, and a lot of you guys that joined the streams, especially this first kind of 15 of you that are here rapid again tonight, thank you very much for the support, guys, once more. We'll know that information, the fresher it is, the better it is. You know, you don't want to be messing about with that information you got last week. You want the information you got last night. You know, you want the information from the tweet you found today, from the social media post you found, whatever it is. So a bunch of you here in the comments. I'm just going to do the rounds and make sure. Mikey Boy, first and foremost, as ever, Mikey, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Hoodwink, evening. Good to see you caught the stream tonight, mate. Evan, as always, good to see you. Evening, fellas. Chrissy Quirk, hoping. Evening, hope you're well. If anyone is selling Ghent players, let's talk. Why Ghent? Chris, what's the scoop? Laurent Vitre, hello, thanks for joining us, Laurent, you're a new one. Matty Boy, evening guys. Mikey Boy is here as well. Robert Turner, hi, and Misaki, good to see you back as ever. I was about to call this bunch of comments the Green Brigade because these are all green and these are all here nice and early, but I'll refrain from that. So we got a really significant, in my opinion anyway, we got a really significant D2 lineup out this game week. Now, I stayed up last night, I watched the full game, New York City versus Atlanta. I was expecting a goal fest. It was definitely an expected goal fest. There were so many chances, no real clinical finishers in either team. NYC by far looked so dominant, but it was one of those games where, you know, Barco had lovely flashes of skill. Barco actually really pleased with his performance in particular. The first half he showed lots of flashes, the second half he kind of went anonymous. Medina did really well, and I was kind of worried about Medina with all these new signings pre-season, you know, because you kind of expected New York to go and do the kind of business they've done, but I think he's growing into the team, and I think I'm quite happy with him. So, you know, we just never really got over the line. As you can see, we're sitting 47th at the moment. We're 80 points off at point of recording a reward. Also, we can't win anything, all our scores are locked in. But when you consider that no one in this team got a decisive action anywhere, you know, and we're only 80 points off of the worst place prize in a modest sized game week. It was just really MLS, wasn't it? A wee bit of the Euros. So I'm actually quite pleased with that in terms of how it went. Eric Lopez, I was a bit disappointed in, to be honest with you. He is playing out of position because there is no Joseph Martinez at the moment. So that's a guy who I would expect those scores that he kind of had last night, you know, as you can see on the screen at the moment, to probably continue until Joseph Martinez comes back to the team, or until he racks up a goal or an assist, because against a team like New York, especially on the road, he just wasn't getting anywhere near the ball, wasn't getting involved in anything. He was trying to press and was trying to go on. Anyway, my point is, there's players like that where they are playing out of position temporarily due to an injury or an absentee of some description. You can let their SO5, like their last 5, their last 10, tank and catch them a bit cheaper on the market. I call this guy quite cheap anyway, but that may be something if you're in the market for an under 23, American striker. He could be one that if you watch him bubble away, 30s to 40s are based on what I seen last night, what I expect to see for the next week or two at least. And could be somebody you pick up on an upturn, because I think Jack Mulroney did well. Jack Mulroney's did well the 2 or 3 times I've watched Atlanta this year, but he is kind of a small flashes, doesn't really. So anyway, I think the desired front 3 or the desired front 4, depending on what you think about Atlanta's shape, is Barco, Lopez, Moreno and Martinez. So I think Lopez in that kind of system with people in the right positions and all that kind of thing should do pretty well. Now this team I thought was an absolute bully of a D3. I was really bullish on it, really hopeful, and I thought, you know what, these are the guys that build the team. Mataritas and the Wanyamas. You then go get those false super rare rares in and you just sprinkle them on top. Now Cisniega has been dropped. The stats in a lovely thread that gets shared with me today can indicate that even though goal wise, you don't look at LAFC and think they're poor defensively, but Cisniega has faced very little and he's saved very little. When I read the thread, it reminded me of Vasilius Barkas at Celtic. If any of you guys are Scottish, you'll understand the comparison. But Barkas went the first 10 games of the season and every fan knew it. We were all looking at the guy thinking this guy is just not being tested. Yeah, he's got a couple of clean sheets or whatever, but he's never saved a shot really. And then once once the fire got put up under his arse, he wasn't saving anything, confidence dived, etc, etc. So Cisniega is another situation I will need to be paying close attention to. I'm actually quite glad now I picked up the Gillespie for the Peru matches, because having a Cisniega suddenly flunk on me and a 19-year-old get put in his place, the jeopardy that runs on my goalkeeper selection is massive percentage wise at the moment. So having recently picked up a Gillespie, it does offer me a bit of a buffer, because that's a goalkeeper I didn't have 2-3 weeks ago. That if this situation had happened, it would definitely change my availability to SO5. Pozuelo only got 45 minutes, and otherwise the 2 super rares in Vela, they showed up, they came to the party. But with Pozuelo getting 45 minutes and a DNP goalkeeper, again we're only 73 points off of a tier 1 rare in All-Star D3, which is sore, because the goalkeeper showing up, Pozuelo getting another 15 minutes, maybe even a decisive action, that gets that over the line, and all of a sudden the game week looks totally different. This team again, we tried to put out some big names just to throw them into D4 and see what happened. And Zelarayan didn't start, Toy didn't start, goalkeeper did incredible. Otherwise we've picked up the ETH, and that's 42 points off of a card there. So it has been a week of near misses. Again, the goalkeeper DNP'd on us over here, and we were only 40 points away. I didn't realise how close a lot this was until I'm spelling it out now. From another tier 3, Johnny Russell showed up in a big way, so did Miles Robinson. Miles Robinson is a Rolls Royce, by the way. He's a really strong centre half, and I was really impressed as well with George Bello. I thought they did really well, just dealing with all the New York pressure that came their way. And Cruz and Eli, regular kind of midfielders, they did their job, they did okay. Joe Chima Fujita come off the bench, goalkeeper DNP'd, striker DNP'd. What can you do? Nailed the captain. 106 points with 2 DNPs and a 45 minute, not even a 45 minute, a 30 minute player. Isn't too bad again. So we've got the players, guys, and I say this most game weeks, I've got the right cards, I just need to get them in a winning combination. This team we put into D2 knowing where we're going to get the DNP goalkeeper, but also knowing we weren't the only ones with that kind of handicap in the big bad world of SO5, and just really nothing came off. Ephra, I was so close to putting Ephra. I think Ephra for this game week, I had him in this team at all stages, because I thought if these guys go off, I've been watching Ephra all season and he's been ticking away lovely. His goal was due to come. San Jose, the derby match is what's up next for them, so getting a goal in this match, I'm extra confident picking Alvarez in the next game week, so that's fine, I can live with that. Gutierrez didn't start, but gets significant minutes from the bench, which is good. Cabral started, no goal contribution as of yet, and Vines ticked along with a kind of score that you would expect for him not getting a clean sheet or a decisive action. And again, with all of that in consideration, 109 points away in under 23 D2 with the known DNP and just, you know, Ephra showed up and the rest of them were just all kind of bit parts. Not too far away at all. Weekly challenge, I had, guys, this was the sorest one of them all. The dilemma I had, and you won't notice I didn't do it on the stream, right? But the dilemma I had was Trippier, Vlasic, or Renato Sanchez. If you know the scores of all three of those players, also Trippier is on screen. Vlasic scored against Scotland, Renato Sanchez bossed the Germany game. This was easily the worst decision I could have made, and if I'd made any other decision, I would have won a card, undoubtedly. At this stage anyway, yeah, because if I think Renato got about 60, with no multiplier because it's special weekly, and Vlasic, I think he got like 72, maybe 77. So with either of those guys, we could have been right in amongst the prizes here. So guys, we could have maybe been not too far away from like a treble this week, or a double potentially, at a really high level, with a few unknown quantity players like the Eric Lopez, like the Cabral, like some of these guys that have just got into the club, and we are really trying to really suss out and feel out, you know. So as much as we're only walking away with the E from this game week, I am buoyant going into the next game week. So I very much look forward to doing that. Let me catch up with you guys in the comments. Again, I've just made some good signings, Quinny, and I fancy them. Cool. I already have a few and been thinking strategy wise a lot. That stacking heavy could be good. The thing with the stacking, right, is like I am all for like stacking a pair, but I couldn't do the full lineup thing. Like what gets my juices flowing, or what gets me really excited about SoRare, is the variety available to me. You know, like I don't mind playing a double, but I don't know if I'd ever go as far as a treble in terms of how many players I'm picking from the one team in a stack. Because I just love the variety too much. I love being able to pick up a player from this region and that region and that region and put them all together and go well. You know, that's what floats my boat. But this kind of safe and tried strategy, I suppose, and Ghent can be a big hitting team. So if you get the right pieces, then yeah, you know, obviously it does well at times for people. There's no mistake in that. Chris Quirk, I got Gianni Bruno, but I don't sell him. Wow, Potas. Now the weather here, I was actually saying to my missus earlier on, I wouldn't be surprised if we got some thunder tonight. It's very warm but very rainy. So we don't get hurricanes in Scotland, but I can imagine in other climates that these kind of elements would combine for something like that. My goalkeeper didn't play and CB got 4 points. Wow, Potas, that is horrible. Bruno is decent, I wouldn't sell him either, says Chrissy Quirk, and never played Trippier without All Black. Like He-Man without Battle Cat. Oh, Mikey, you're a legend. All Black's not in the Euros, and I thought, you know, oh, excuse me. What my reason for it was, I said on the stream, was Trippier did the media for England pre-match, and he played against Croatia, and for me, Southgate must have seen the Croatia game as the most important. That logic also draws me back to the fact that he probably, he's got a fair chance, I think, of playing against Germany in like a 3-4-3 or a 3-5-2 kind of system. I could see that happening, especially for the first half. But with Vlasic scoring and Renato playing so well, I don't think either of them get dropped. So I've got them as firm selection choices now, I think, for the remainder of this international kind of break. I got a Germany card. I think you'd have probably seen that on Twitter. We went and picked up Timo Werner Rapid. I got number 3 or something like that. I don't really care about the serial number on this card, to be honest with you. Like I said on the tweet when I picked him up, like Timo Werner, Hakimi, Goretzka, some of the guys you really hear me talking about too often and you're probably sick of it. These are guys that when I'd opened my account, same as like Depay and Gianluca Mancini and SoRare and Ronaldo, some of these, you know, there were guys that I had prior knowledge of on an Opta Matrix and Football Index, and as soon as I opened my SoRare account, it's like, these guys come on, they are All Black as well. These guys are must-buy purchases, no matter who is available in the platform. So as soon as this becomes available, you know, like, I also think I think his price now is fairly generous because I believe in him more than what he's shown over the last 12 months. So I didn't hesitate to pick this guy up for half a coin. Bearing in mind as well, ETH was kind of on a backward slide. I never really quite caught that with my exact transaction on him. Basically caught ETH roundabout where it's at the moment. So some of you guys would have picked up a much better price than this from me. For like the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Werner, you know, they'd probably get a much better price from me, fair enough. But I just wanted to be in and out the auctions. I put my own bid in and everyone left me alone, which was great, and I was very thankful for that. And I think the rest of the guys, we won a card in the game week before that. We won this guy. Definitely the worst reward I've ever won. I think he's played twice now. Actually played at the. Okay, he's definitely not the worst reward I've ever had. But it's definitely up there. If anyone wants some, like a crumb of an ether, he's yours, basically. Yeah, I don't think there's much else to report really from the gallery side of things. I've not been looking in the transfer market too much, the secondary that is. I may have a wee look at that. What I was thinking, guys, coming into tonight was that the kind of tempo of tonight is probably going to be like the midnight train to madness, because I'm always quite conscious when I'm on the stream that sometimes I go, I'm always quite conscious of keeping you guys entertained, no dead air, all that kind of thing. But then I think, do you know what, like, you guys know me, you've been on here on the streams, you know what I'm all about, you know what I'm like. There's no, you know, if I want to chill out for a wee minute and take my time and think about something, then I'm going to do it. So I'm quite prepared to maybe take a breather tonight and just kind of move through things a bit slowly. So I might return to the market page. I might even just for a giggle, by the way. Let's just see if I get any decent favourites that are coming up. There's a Newels super rare. Wow, wonder what that'll go for. Definitely going to be my price budget for tonight. I'm not making any, like, would you cry it? 11th-hour signings tonight. I'm not there. Matt Turner's price is going up. I was actually thinking about my Pedro Galese, because losing Robbo, and I've been negotiating, actually I've been trying to get another defender for the internationals, and there's a guy I really like. I'm going to keep his name to myself at the moment if you don't mind, but I really don't want to pay the ether for him now, because somebody like I described earlier on with like Werner and whatnot. It's somebody that I've been thinking about buying since I joined the platform, and you know, he's not that exciting. He's not that, oh, I have to go get him. So he's always just manana. And yeah, so I just really don't want to pay the price he's at the moment, because he does have a wee bit of an international, you know, kind of boost on his price, and I'm not motivated particularly to be paying that at the moment. It's nice to see the unique Havertz is up in a couple of days, so that'll be for Sunday. So I wonder what the power hour is going to be there. Is it going to be Germany? Is it going to be unders? Is it going to be internationals? Be interesting to see what the theme is. Quicker, good to see you. Thanks for joining us, Potas. I am in a bad state where I have only 4 rare players because I'm a student and don't have money for food sometimes. Wow. And I am in stress to reach at least 205 points. How do I get out of it? Probably put the game down, mate, and take a breather is probably the best advice anyone could give you. Other than don't watch the Czech Republic, because they'll be stressing you out, Potas. I know you're from the Czech Republic. So either one of those two things. Maybe take a breather, mate. It is a game. It's not your life. It's a game. You know, if you're stressing out, maybe, I was going to say delete the app for a week, but we've even got an app to delete. John Nellis is in the house. Good to see you. Fist bump, my man. Evening, Joshy boy. Hope all is good with you as well, my friend. Give me the dead air, baby. I will inhale it all. My dead air, the dead air in here is probably worth inhaling, to be honest with you. Now, the game week this week, guys, like, first of all, right, second little thing before I move away from that. Massive day for the club. Absolutely massive. First of all, before the news broke, I actually rejigged my Hall of Fame. I finally filled in the 5th spot. What motivated me was I was like, I'm dropping Ao Tanaka because I don't think he can stay in the Hall of Fame with his current situation. He is still a reigning Hall of Fame inductee because he's won me 13 rewards, right? But I thought, you know, I'm going to jazz the Hall of Fame up with the guys that are like Ao Tanaka, but they are hot to trot. Hakimi has just signed for PSG. What a signing. Nemeka has just signed for Leipzig, so I thought I'd wear my wee mid layer to get the stream kicked off tonight. So that was amazing. Guys, it made me, I'm going to take it off now because my room's quite warm. But Lucas Nemeka signing for Leipzig. I said it in a group chat with Hendo and McBride about a month or two ago when he was linked to the Bundesliga. I said Leipzig would be perfect, and I did not think it would come to pass because of the amount of money they spent on Sorloth. But I was thinking about it today, right? The Leipzig team for this coming season, see if they get licensed, guys. Leipzig, a lot of people are high on Dortmund, right? I really shouldn't say this for my own benefit, right? But what do you call it? Leipzig's team is going to be so hard to pick next year. Number one, Jesse Marsch. I think what Jesse Marsch will play at Leipzig is like a 4-4-2, but that 4-4-2 system where it's like a square of 4 in the middle of the pitch, if that makes sense, with 2 strikers. And then when you think that's the team he's going to play, they've got Kramer, they've got Sabitzer, they've got Haidara, they've got Shalojabai, or whatever his name is, they've got Nkuku, they've got Olmo, they've now got Nemeka, they've got Sorloth, they've got Poulsen, they've got Forsberg, you know, Tyler Adams, the list goes on. They've got so many of those amazing players. So I really don't know. The Mecca I'm quite satisfied with, don't get me wrong, in terms of how many minutes he'll get, but Caden Clark's just signed, he'll be moving there in January as well. It's really hard to think what will the best Leipzig team look like, and I'm very excited for that. The same goes for PSG. You know, Neymar and Mbappe looks to still be there. Hakimi coming in is a massive signing. Wijnaldum coming in is a big dressing room signing, 100%. And Donnarumma coming in goals. So PSG and Leipzig, very interested to watch both of them next year with these two guys, 100%. So the Hall of Fame has been updated, and then I did that, and then later in the day, the Leipzig and the Mecca thing came out, which was great to see. Wedding Mine, yo, I hope I said that right. Evening John says, Hoodwink, good to see friends are all in the house. Hoodlin, good to see you. Caesar Cruz, I keep being able to say this to you. I don't know what it is I see on social media, but I love your profile picture. It makes me happy to see that. It really does. Now I think I must have, yeah, I did. I just cleared all my teams. This is why I had the Midnight Train to Madness tempo in my mind coming into tonight, because I deleted all my teams about 3 hours ago because I was messing about with them so much, and it was just a dog's dinner. I was just, super rares were over here, goalkeeper, you know, it was all over the shop, and I was like, you know what, got a good idea of who I want to be playing at the best level. I just delete it all and do it on stream. That is kind of what I do, you know. So the competition we're going to be aiming for, first and foremost, is normally going to be at this point in time, with the way the gallery's built and with the fixtures available to us. All-Star D2, we have 95 entrants, top 13 get a prize. I am here for that. So in terms of in goals, we've got, now I believe Tanny's away to the Olympics. Steve Clark didn't play the last game. Galacy didn't play the last game. So out of this page of goalkeepers, do I have any more that are maybe hiding in training? Oh, maybe I do. Nope, these are all no gamers that are coming in, isn't it? Titon, I don't expect to see come back in. Yeah, none of these guys that are in training won't play. Okay, so I'm actually quite limited on goalkeeper choices. So I've got Turner, I've got Johnson, I've got Galacy as my definite swill plays. I've got Clark and Cisnega that I might as well deploy somewhere. They might get lucky for me. So that means I've only got 3 realistic top end rolls of the dice, if that makes sense. Matt Turner has to go into the best team possible, which is going to be this one. It means it's a rare goalkeeper. I only have the choice of a rare goalkeeper anyway. So thank you very much to John Boy for joining the channel as a member as well. So John, thank you very much for supporting us, means a lot, mate. And where do you check out how many awards a player has won you? SoRare data, Martin, I'll actually show you how we do that. It's really simple. I actually love it. I love doing this. So it's no problem at all. So you just go to my gallery and your SoRare data. You look at your cards, pick any card you want to. I'm just going to click on, I'll click on Tanaka, right? Since he's dropping out of the Hall of Fame. Now I have a lot of patience on SoRare because I have had a few cards go through different scenarios where they become dormant. So the recent development with Tanaka, I would have a lot of patience to hold him through that anyway. I can see why people wouldn't, but I also have a lot of patience to sit on him because of the price I paid for him, however long ago it was. And look at this for a page. He's won me a Mena, a Caceres, a Kral. That guy Minion was rubbish. Hasegawa was rubbish. Eric Ramirez I gave away in a prize. Barco, Vlasic, Daniel Schmidt the goalkeeper, Alex Merritt the goalkeeper, Marcos Jr., Florian Wirtz, Issa Kabore, Timo Weah. 14 cards. And on top of that, the amount of ETH he has earned me is, with the Wirtz we got podium, he's also earned his price back in Ethereum. So I can kind of sit on that, and I go through my gallery quite often and check on this after I win rewards, and I like to keep on top of who has been pulling me the wins, because those are the guys I want to be loyal to, you know, guys that support FC Barcelona, that when they cross that white line and they step onto the pitch, they know what the shirt means, they know what the badge means, they know what it means to all the FC Barcelona fans across the world, you know. So they're the ones that we like to keep in the Hall of Fame. Now at the back, I think we have to be going super rare. Okay, so the only options I think we really have is Matarita, Machida. Kessler came back into the team, which I thought could have been possible for the last match, but he didn't actually score that well, which I'm now seeing. New England did concede a goal, so no clean sheet there for him. He may have even got a booking, but clearly my best defender choice, I think. Toronto are a wee bit shaky at the moment. Cincinnati, I don't know, Machida at home. This is a tough one. They're both equal. So the thing with Matarrita is Matarrita has a higher ceiling. So I'm going to, actually, yeah, I'm going for Matarrita because he's got a much higher ceiling. Machida, I think his range is much more concise, sorry, is the word. NYC at home at Washington. Medina has to go into my strongest team, I think, also. A bit of a no-brainer. And then in terms of SR forwards, Vargas on the bench, which is good, but he's not going into my best team just yet. Eric Lopez wasn't great, but will play again, and they're at home to the Red Bulls, who just get beat by the Revs, and you know they look to be shipping some goals at the back. And then I've got Kevin Cabral, who's just behind my screen, so you can't actually see him. He has been playing every game, and they are playing in the Derby. But I think I want to keep him to pair him alongside a wee. Oh, do you know what? Actually, maybe I do that. Maybe I go Kevin Cabral. And then, who is going to be my extra super rare that goes into this team? Because what I'm thinking is if I pick the Cabral and then Efra Alvarez, then I've got that little double pair that I told you I don't mind playing because I believe in. I've got Wanyama. I think Wanyama goes into this team because he's steady Eddie. Cabral, Efra. No. Let's go. I don't have any under 23 goalkeepers, so I'm not going to be playing heavy in under 23. So who do I think will do better against San Jose? Do I think Efra against San Jose will do better than Wanyama away to Nashville? I'm probably going to go with Efra because I think he's got a decisive action in him. I'm going to captain Medina because of the form he's in. Now that's my D2. The only thing that's a bit shaky is the forward. He's yet to really register a goal or assist since joining LA, but I've seen him play. I like him, and as long as he continues to start, this is a game where he could make a name for himself potentially. So that's the D2. I think it's the strongest team I can realistically get out. What do you think of that? Have I made any glaring mistakes? Let me know. How many goalkeeper do you have? Laurent, in general, I'm not actually too sure. Like maybe 27 or something. Alex, I think you're right. Ale will be raging, but you'll also understand that he's going dormant. You know, the Hall of Fame has to be for the shiny things that are going out on a game weekly basis and crunching it for me. Now, granted, the guys that are actually in the Hall of Fame that are out of season at the moment, but Hakimi and the Mecca, their situation's changed much for the better. Larson is Champions League next year. Trippier is linked to Man United. That will probably push me to sell him because I do not want any Man United players. And Depay, who's going to Barca. So that Hall of Fame for me is electric right now. Trippier, I hope he doesn't go. I don't think he will go to Man United. I think he'll stay at Atleti and play Champions League with them because I think he'll appreciate what the club's done for him. Because I think when he left Spurs and went to Atletico Madrid, it surprised a lot of people in the English media. Kind of just even forgot about him until he got into the team and started playing well, of course. And they'll become a part-time expert, don't they, on the form and blah blah blah. Pardon me. So Johnson has to be the next best goalkeeper. He shot a 72 in the last game week in Washington, DC. Actually, I was about to make a comment without really knowing any facts there. I'm going to check on DC's form. I've not paid too close attention to them since Lasadas came in. Oh, I'm already on MLS. How convenient is that? What team was I just talking about? DC. So I see DC's form. DC United 0-0 against Montreal, who had 10 men. Knew there was a reason I was still. So I've opened up a little bubble. John will understand what's happened here, but you guys won't be able to see it. Head-to-head form. DC are actually, they've won 2 and drawn 1 of the last 3, and that was against 2 games against Miami. So that's a wee bit weird. They lost to Philly. They lost to Orlando. 1-0 on each occasion. Away from home, they lost to the Revs. So they're not doing too well away from home, and they are away from home again. Now DC to New York isn't really much of an away trip in the grand scheme of things, so I'm not really going to lose much sleep over it. I think my next. So what I'm thinking is Machida's my next best defender, so he'll go in. Pozuelo will come off after 45. I am yet to investigate why. So I'm hesitant to play him. Zelarayan started on the bench and came off. I don't know if that's for one game or whatever. So I'm hesitant to play him. I've got Wanyama. I've got Renato. Don't think Gutierrez comes into a game in this kind of situation. I've still got Barco. And I've got some forwards and stuff. So I'm going to be going for 3D freeze, I think. So I'm going to have to go to Americas. So, do I have any other non-Americas? I've got Renato Sanchez there, who I think will do well against Germany, but will he do well enough to really force his way into my team? And then I think, let's just put my midfield option as a rare, and then I've got the extra super rare. I can pick anyone I want. So I was thinking about going for either Ferran Torres. I think I'm going to go for Ferran Torres in this, yeah. And then who could my extra be? My extra super rare. Which aspect could quickly flick to that? That'd be lovely. Martin, I've done it. Sorry, did you miss it? I'll go back to it again in a little bit. What is the best resource website for the latest transfer news? Jonathan Roberts asks. I think Twitter really is the best place. You just need to follow the right accounts, because Twitter is where every journal in the world wants to be trending. It wanted to be dropping the information first. So Twitter is probably the best place if you want like hot off the press developing action. Guys like Fabrizio Romano, and then if you just follow that guy and see who he interacts with, you'll quickly open up a little network of these transfer journalists that know all the agents involved, all the receptionists at the club, you know, the guy who does the medical, all this kind of stuff, and they get that info. It's probably the best place. Pozuelo hamstring, Mikey boy has just took the words right out of my mouth. Don't like hamstring injuries. Right, okay, so I'm not playing Pozuelo. Right, so my other super rare, Eric Lopez at home to the Bulls. Dallas at home to New England. Oh, that's just on the forward category. I think I might stick Wanyama in here for a bit of... Actually, who have Atlanta and Barco got? Oh, I've still got Renato. I feel if I put Renato in here, I'm kind of forcing him. Against Belgium. Could he do better against Belgium than he did against Germany? Belgium have been in much better form. Not Germany, sorry, France. And France were kind of like in second gear, but Portugal will be right up for it. I could see him shooting like 50 or something, you know, but it's a tough one. Who else? Who are my other options, really? That's serious options. I'm not going to be playing Vargas or Gutierrez in this position. It's Wanyama, Barco. Like if I play Barco, I think I do play Barco. Yes, I think, yeah, I've got to play Barco. He's a Stardust, isn't he? I'll play Barco in here. And then we go Captain Depay, of course. I think that's a rock solid team, by the way. Ferran Torres could easily get decisive action against Croatia. Koki's good for 40 to 60s every day of the week. Sean Johnson, as long as he gets a clean sheet, I'm happy with him. Depay's on everything. And yeah, that's just such a sexy team. I'm all about that. Okay, so we're going to swing over. Oh, I've got an Asia team. Oh, I already have an Asia team picked out. Must not have deleted it. Oh, okay, it's the goalkeeper's heavy sketchy. And Ominami. Yeah, just drop you for him. Oh, you ate a DNP because he's probably away to the fucking Olympics or something stupid like that. I'm not going to waste my time doing that again then. And, okay, cool. We'll go Captain. We'll go Captain Marcos Jr. since he scored the other day. Just, guys, my Asia team, I'm getting like 18 players. I never really put much thought into it. I've just picked the best kind of 5 I can and click and forget. And then Champion America will be going D3. Also, where can you see the amount of managers in a certain division? So if you want to see that, you want to see the entry requirements or the entry statuses, if you like, Martin. So I'll actually check this anyway because I've never done it for All-Star D3. You click on Prize Pool, and then you've got this drop-down menu. You can go through all the divisions and all the regions. So All-Star D2, I am the 97th participant. So over a 10% chance of bagging something, which I'm excited about with the team I've got. D3, let's call it 800 people. Probably go up to 850 by the end of the stream. Sorry, I've just noticed that we're a wee bit over on the screen size. There we go. Just tuck this in a little bit. There we go, so you guys can see it. There we go. But yeah, it's about 800 entrants, give or take, and we have prizes up to 32. So not quite 10%, not quite 5% even. So a bit busier. The 4,000s and Champion America is where my next D3 is going to go. What's the competition like there? 236, top 19, so we're around the kind of top 8%, 7%, something like that. Who do we have? So the goalkeeper, can I play Galaci? I think I can, can't I? He's playing for Peru. He's shown here as an Orlando game. I don't know what the script is with that. Let me know, guys, if this is a loophole or if this is something that is what would you call it? So I've got a message I want to check in case it's something. I've got a group chat telling me that Moussa Dembele, or Ousmane Dembele, I beg your pardon, is swooping up cards. So if any of you have got the goss, feel free to share it with me, so I don't need to go leaving the stream looking for it. Kind of thing. Kessler and Valenzuela come off the bench now. I don't know if I would gamble on Valenzuela. Sorry, I've just noticed now that the screen, you can't actually see these guys now. There we go. Sorted. So Valenzuela, I don't know if I'd gamble on him starting again for Colorado. Kessler again is a rotation option, so I'm going to try and avoid them being one of my SRs if I can. I'm going to go with Miles Robinson because he's been so good at the back. And against the Red Bulls, I think he'll get another good score. I think Zella Ryan... Wait, Wanyama goes into this team. It has to. And then up front, do we have in our... Yeah, we have other super rares, but I think we're going to be looking elsewhere. We'll put Vela in this team. And then... I'm thinking of actually dropping Miles Robinson for... the super rares, defenders are so dodgy, but... Whereas the super rare forwards, like even... like Kessler, I know is going to get around the 40-minute mark at least, and Eric Lopez, I know will. He got booked. I think he'll still start. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. Freddy Vargas, and equally then, if I did use Renato Sanchez in global, I could pull Barco into this, but I don't want to. I don't like doing that. I avoid doing that kind of thing at all costs. Let me have a wee. Right, so what I'm thinking, right, Valenzuela might be worth a wee punt. Where is Columbus? Columbus. So they lost the last game 1-0 to Philly. I've got a little pop-up window just came on, you guys can't see it, I'm sorry. Columbus's next game is away to Austin. Columbus are 5th. Austin are another conference, aren't they? Let's get a good look at the table. Ah, no problem, Martin. That's fine, mate. Austin. They're right down there. And where are Colorado? Hey, Colorado, Columbus. Form has been shaky. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to drill in at Valenzuela. I know we just come off the bench, right? But what I want to also see is any other information that might be in this. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, you'll be able to see it. Yeah, it's his first game, first appearance back, and he gets 30 minutes straight off the bat. 24th. So I think he would get minutes again. Yeah, I think he would have to. You know, if he's going to play in a tight 1-0 game away to Philly, who was their main rival last season, and both again are top performers this season. Then do you know what? I think I will gamble on Valenzuela. I think I'd rather gamble on Valenzuela. No, I don't think it is worth it actually. Who else have I got, man? Without the Pozuelo, I'd go Pozuelo over a super rare, I think, at this point. But without him, Johnny Russell didn't get 90 minutes last game week either. The Orlando game, I wouldn't touch that just because it's a derby and both teams, or especially Miami, who I've got most cards for, are a bit shaky. I think Zella Ryan could go down to Austin and rip it. So let's go Zella Ryan, and then Miles Robinson. Let's say at home in New York, he can bag us about 60 points. With his multiplier, you're talking about 60 to 70. Kessler, to get that, needs to start, number one. Away to Dallas, which I think he could do. It's just not worth it, man. I've got such a dilemma here, guys. This is a false super rare conundrum, really. But it's because Zella Ryan didn't start the last game, makes it so tough to select him. Because I like definites. Now, Vela could be rotated for this game, but Kansas away, it's a massive game. So I would expect, I would go with a good team. Same with Zella Ryan. That away trip to Austin is a game where they want 3 points for. They have just rested him to Philly, which was crazy, but I suppose if they're doing a bunch of games on the road, they'll be managing minutes. So the fact that he got the last 30 against Philly would lead me to believe, if that's the logic that they're operating with, that he'll get the first 60 against Austin, or maybe the first half. And somebody like Zilla Ryan, I can work with those minutes if that's what I'm expecting and that's what I'm forecasting. If I get less than that, then I will be worried. But equally, I'd accept him coming on for the second half at half time. That would be fine for me as well. I can live with that. Gutierrez at home at Philly. It just doesn't excite me. I think Valenzuela's not a bad punt, by the way, you know. I think he could easily just come off the bench but bag another 25 points. That would be a killer. Okay, I think this might be the team I'm going for, guys. I really have not got a super rare. I would want to. Did I go for Eric Lopez? I think I do go for Eric Lopez. Such a dick, isn't I? I think I'm going to go for Eric Lopez because he could just get an assist and then made, and then it's Captain Vela in this team. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm happy with that. Yeah, Vela, Bob Bradley was saying like they kind of need to manage his minutes and stuff. So with the form he's had, normally that kind of statement would really worry me, and the way he's been handled in matches for the last 3 or 4 games would really worry me. But if all that is happening as I've just as we're all aware it is, and he's scoring and getting assists, then cool. That's all I care about. Pretty simple, really. But good point, Sam. Simply Alex, is there quite a lot of rotation in the MLS, or have you got a bit of bad luck with the lack of 90 minutes? So the thing with MLS, it's not like J-League rotation as you know it. The thing with MLS, right, is like with Columbus, what they'll do is they'll do stretches on the road and they'll do stretches at home throughout different periods of the season and different intervals in the calendar. So when you have a team that is going to be on the road for 4 matches, and if you really dive into the geography of what's involved with some of the trips that they have to do, you can see why like somebody like Zerla Ryan away to Philly won't start, because I've got 3 away games on the bounce. He'll get the last half an hour. They've decided it's going to be a tight match, and would rather have Lucas Zerla Ryan for the final 30 to try and unlock the door and sneak a win for us. Then we can roll into Austin. He starts the game, he can win us the game, and then he can come off the bench. You see those kind of patterns emerging. So it's not quite like the J-League rotation, but it's absolutely rampant and random, and there doesn't really seem to be any real strategy around it. With MLS, it's much more about minute management with the fixture list that they've got, because the fixture list is normally very demanding. And one thing that you guys won't appreciate is that the league now, MLS, is up to like 27 teams. It went a good period where it was under 20. You know, it's never always been 27 teams. There was like 2 new clubs this year. There was 2 new clubs last year. So there's more and more games, and COVID's happened, lockdowns, blah 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 blah. The calendar's having to be condensed and crunched and stuff. So a lot of these MLS teams, if you really look at the calendar, are playing almost 2 games a week between now and November. You know, so there's a lot of football to be played. And like I was kind of explaining with Zela Ryan, and I've talked about this stuff in the streams before, but even with Renato Sanchez, when he was coming back from injury at Lille, maybe about February, March time, I can't remember exactly when, I could see how his minutes were being managed, and that allowed me to select him in a few game weeks, and it paid off for me, I think, maybe once. So let's see if Renato Sanchez has won me anything. Well, I'm pretty sure I caught a good score of him. I don't know if he'd have actually got anything over the line for us, but let's investigate. Let's see, has Renato Sanchez Super Rare won me anything yet? So we're back on this SoRare data page that we were speaking about before. Let's click on midfielders, and we're looking for a big blue Renato Sanchez. There he is. Let's see, have you won Quinny anything? SO5 rewards. And he's won me 2 things. Yep, and they were both back a fair amount of time when. He's won me a Daniel Schmidt and a Otavio. And I say both those occasions, if you, they were like 30, 20 game weeks ago. You know, if you go and look at the dates, you'll see this is exactly what I'm talking about. He's coming back into the team from injury, and I managed to study the minutes he was getting, and I felt quite confident in selection choices in that kind of situation. And in MLS, that will happen to a lot of people. The annoying ones are the ones that catch you by surprise when you don't know it's going to happen, like the Zela Ryan one. I think if you know that policy in the league, you would expect him to start the game against Philly because it's a huge match. So it's a brave decision from the management team at Columbus. They lost 1-0, so it did backfire, you have to say. Okay, so I'm going to go with Cisniega in Global D4. I'm going to assume that that was a wee smack on the wrist for him. They're going away to a really big team. Surely they play the senior goalkeeper. Surely they play the senior goalkeeper. I thought I'd missed comments and stuff. Did reply on Discord to agree, but then just went to double check. What happens to any players who move to Scotland? Yes, players who move to Scotland play in Euro Challenger, Martin. I've got a Jetty, I've got about 2 or 3 cards that play in Scotland, so that is not a problem. If anything, depends on what team your card goes to. It could be a massive positive. So what defenders do I have left? I've got Mensah, I've got Segura, who I could pair with Cisniega. I like Mensah's fixture better, it must be said. Gutman's not been playing. My rare Valenzuela I'm not going to gamble with, so yeah, I'm going to go Mensah. And then midfield, I'm not touching Pozuelo. I will take Zella Ryan, but that's no problem. I will take Chicharito because that derby match he's got a goal in that. You know, he will get 60 points this game week. I don't even think that's something you would even need to contemplate too much. If you want 60 points and you've got a spot, play Chicharito. I think the last time I did say something like that, but he did not score. So, so maybe I'm a Chicharito jinx, who knows. I think Eli Sanchez is a solid contender to go into this because of the way LA play. I don't mind backing that. I've not got any LA players, and now I've got Cisniega, I suppose. I'm trying to avoid that. Does anyone know what the script is with Higuain? I'm not going to play him, but just in case any of you know, I will investigate anyway. It was good to also see Seb Berhalter. Oh, 75! Oh! Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Sebastian Berhalter. I was going to say, it was nice to see he's on loan from Columbus to Austin. His dad is the manager of the national team. That's the only reason I got his 1 of 100 when it came out. But he got his first start. I got the notification for it and all that. And I was just about to say, well done, happy day for the club that the wee man's starting to play. And I just realised he shot a 75. Now guys, there's none for sale now. He is pennies, dirt cheap in the grand scheme of things. 75, lovely. And that was, wow. And a 2-0 loss, no less. Can I look into these in more detail? I'm going to have to... Do you know what? Oh, he won't be able to play his parent club. Damn it, I was going to say, that's got a storyline in it. I like storylines in football, but he won't be allowed to play his parent club, actually, so... Sorry, Seb, for teasing you like that. Mason Toy didn't start. Will he start this game? Away to Nashville. Do you know what? Morgan will start and can get a decisive action. So, yeah. And then who would be captain? I think I have captain Chicharito because I think he's the closest person to a guaranteed amount of points. Oh, really? Ring got injured in the warm-up and Berhalter came in? That is interesting. That is interesting. So we now have... Oh, that was Champion America? No. I don't want a Champion America D4 team. I want a Global All-Star D4 team. Okay, so we have a few more options actually. So we'll go with Cisniega in the net. And we're sticking with men's army. We don't have any Euro defenders. That's fine. Zella Ryan, Chicharito, and then anyone else. Oh, we got Common Ronaldo. Now the Common Ronaldo only really works in the special weekly. Il Tanaka we know isn't available and not actually playing. Usami's used. I think we're going to be still sticking with the old Lewis Morgan selection, I think. Oh, we get anyone else down here at the bottom? We've got Vlasic. Lewis Morgan or Vlasic? I think I'm going to go Vlasic. Yeah, sure. Let's go Vlasic. I like that. And then captain Chicharito. Cool. That's a decent. That should get ETH. No, I don't think that goes without saying at this point. And I think that may be hit teams wise, guys. We've got another goalkeeper too. I suppose we could. Nah, I'm not even going to waste my time to be honest with you. I'll off stream. I'll fix my training lineups. Yeah, I'll fix these later. How many of them are done? Ah. Right, so guys, talk to me. What's going on? You should captain Zella Ryan, says Sam Rifkin. Why do you think I should captain Zella? Are you competing in D4 trying to handicap me, perhaps? But guys, talk to me in the live stream. Let me know any questions, thoughts. We've got Newels Old Boys joining the club today. So finally, that guy that guessed Newels Old Boys in every tweet can now finally give us some new guesses. The thing about Newels Old Boys is they are Messi's team, and I think it's kind of well known that he wants to go to them. after Barca. That's his kind of dream retirement home, kind of like Tevez go to Boca. So getting them on the platform is a bit of a coup, because if he's a man of his word, then you would expect that, you know, Messi goes to Newels Old Boys, and that could be the easiest way for us to get a card at this point, depending on how things go. But yeah, I think that's all we've got for the teams. Is SoRare Data Leagues like back yet? I didn't actually do them last week, so I probably lost a wee bit of SD leagues. Were they back on last weekend? I hope they weren't. So let's see. No game, no game. Yeah, okay, we've got, oh brilliant, I didn't miss one in the last one, but it looks like we've got one for this one. Lovely, okay, cool. I've not done one of these in a little while. Zella has a higher last 15. Now, Zella does have a higher last 15, I'll give you that, but he might not get 90 minutes, and Chicharito, that's a derby. Chicharito just needs to get an open goal, open play goal, and then a penalty or something, you know. I know Sasha Kleshtin took the last penalty for the Galaxy before you chin me with that, but for somebody like Chicharito, who's a box predator striker in a derby match, I'd rather back him. Then a creative attacking midfielder who is very likely not to get 90 minutes, down to self-preservation, not down to ability or anything. So Matt Turner will go in goals for us. It's been so long since we've done this, the total layout has changed, guys. Now, I'm going to be... I love SoRare Data, guys, so much. I can't say it enough. Donate, help the guy out, all the rest of it, the buttons on the screen. I need to do another video about how to use this website, because I don't even think I do know how to use it. So, you know, every time I look at it, then I always think, Jesus, man, it looks so good. It's got so much better. There's no... It's just... nothing does it justice in terms of complimenting it and stuff like that. It's so much great work the guy puts in. The aesthetics, the detail, the extra layers of info. Love it to pieces. So I think we're going to go with Captain Coke, not Captain, Super Rare Koke. And then in the centre, oh, Mancini. Mancini's not in the Italy squad, is he? No, Mancini's not in the Italy squad. Galaxy versus Earthquakes is a derby, Sam. Trust me. That is a derby. That is the derby, the OG derby. LAFC have only been here like 2 minutes. The real derby is Galaxy in San Jose. Trust me. Preview. Right, there's a wee window. You won't be able to see this, right? But will not play Florenzi or Chiellini. Now I am pretty damn sure Mancini's not in this squad. I've never had him come up as available for selection since the Euros started. Bastoni, Bonucci, Toloi, yeah, so they're all fit and available. And on the bench, no Mancini. Missing players. The only Mancini I see is Roberto on the bench. Yeah, so that was a wee curveball that kind of swung by there. From SoRare Data, so thanks for that. Keep me on my toes. This system actually helped me find a player that was DNP, and I think it was Chris Richards, without me realising it. So it saved me a few game weeks. So I'm going to go with the Robinson, and then I think we'll go Matarita. We'll just go big, I suppose. And then midfield 4. We should have some big hitters. Seriously, Captain Zella over Chica. He's coming off a day rest, and he is less decisive action dependent. I'm sick of it. The Cali Classico, Mancini is not in the squad, but he should be. I agree, simply, Alex. Used to play it in the San Football Stadium. Yes, Wedenheim, you know more than I do on this. Yes, you've nailed it in terms of the stadium. But yeah, this is the derby, San Jose and Galaxy, make no mistake about it. Okay, we'll put Zella Ryan, Medina. This could be a really sexy midfield, by the way. Torres, oh no, Barco.
I can search the web for that.
My phone thought I was talking to it. Vlasic, Cruz, Sands, Efra. Oh, is that a team, by the way? Is that a midfield? Talk to me, guys. Is that a midfield or what? I think it could be made better. I think there's a good bit of emotion that goes into picking that team. But do you know what? Let's go for it, eh? And then up front, who are we packing? Captain Depay, Vela, and will we go Marcos Jr. to be kind of safe? I think we will, yeah. We'll go Marcos Jr. He's making his SoRare Data League's debut for Barcelona. But he's in good form, and we'll captain Depay. I'm quite liking the way this team is shaping up. Sub goalie, let's go Sean John. Sub defender, Miles Robinson has been picked, so let's go Mensa. Midfield, let's go Vlasic. And then up top, Chicharito. Chicharito is dependent on the decisive action. I totally take your point, but I don't care because I think you'll get them. I think you'll be in amongst the goals. And the thing as well is, like, you know, you do want those guys that get the high basic scores that prop up their big scores. But if you've got a feeling that, you know, somebody's going to score a goal or the game's going to hit for you, line up saved, excellent, we're cooking with gas. Then go for it, guys. It's about your football knowledge. It's about knowing your gallery. It's about really knowing the players, feeling the team, who's going to get picked, who's going to play, all that kind of thing. Oh, do you know? See when you surface. Sorry, I was just reading that there. Do you know, Sam Surface, see when you were commenting, I'm like, Sam Rifkin, I've never seen that name in this chat, but I know it, and I was fucking... I was actually talking to you the other day in glowing terms, Sam, so I definitely need to get you back on, the channel again soon, and a friend of mine might even be reaching out to you to discuss something similar, who knows. But, so you're bantering with me then, I suppose, Sam. I thought you were like a Scotsman or an Englishman. Like, it's not a derby, like, it is, pal, but you know that already, Sam. I think Barco is out. I think Vespe, you are winding me up. I will double check that, but I think you're winding me up. And yeah, so I've got a few videos on the drawing board to be coming out over the next few days, guys. The main things I'm looking to talk about is different repeatable patterns that I see at all levels of the game, whether you're just buying rares or you're further up or whatever. I've got 2 more episodes to come on the how to build your club playlist that we've got up on the channel, and there's a few other little bits and pieces that I'm trying to get out over the next kind of week or two. I think actually, guys, when I came into the stream, I was thinking about the whole Midnight Train to Madness thing. I was thinking we'll have a nice slow tempo, I've got lots of teams to get through, but I didn't actually realise how dire the goalkeeper situation was. I didn't know, hadn't had confirmed to me because I was just lazy about Tanny going away. Let's actually have a look at the matches. This is the last thing we'll do, right? Is what I want to see is how many potential under 23 goalkeepers could be in people's teams this game week, and if having one is really the be all and end all. So in MLS, I think the only one that does knock about is the Chicago guy or the DC guy. Oh, so Sam's got the word on the streets. The boys in SoCal don't give a fuck about it anymore. Fair enough, mate. Love the bands. LAFC could play under 21 goalkeeper. Don't know if that guy's got a card, by the way. Worth looking into if you're so motivated to do so. European Championships, there's no U23 goalkeepers there. And then in Japan, are they the only J-League games that are on? AFC Champions League? No, it must be a full complement of J-League, surely. Yeah, so is Zion Suzuki, he should be in the team. Is there another under 23 goalkeeper? I don't think there is. Got Go Hitano. So there's going to be 2 under 23 goalkeepers. This is something we can all do together, guys. Go H, his name is, isn't it? Go Hitano. Is it Hatano, isn't it? So he's got 117 rares and 15 super rares. That's what I need to be worried about this game week for him. And who's the other one again? Sion, Suzuki. We believe he's in a mat, I think. Let's say he is. So 150 under 23 goalkeepers. 150-ish under 23 goalkeepers. How many of them? Let's see. Right, so D2, 39 entrants. So some of the rares must be up there because there's not enough super rares of those guys to go round. Songbum should play as well. Ah, okay, cool. Okay for the Antlers, of course, and JT. Okay, so we've got a little bit more. So, yeah. So there's the JT guy. I knew there was the one in America. I couldn't remember who it was. Okay, I forgot about. And Zion, it's simply Alex. The thing that I heard is about Zion is it was actually a clerical error, like admin wise. It just wasn't on the team sheet or whatever. So if you have a Zion Suzuki, the word that has reached my ears is that he's good to go. That was just an administrative error in the last match. But Songbum is at Olympics. Buzzing I get to use the senior for the first time this week. Feels like I bought him a long time ago. I think a lot of people have felt like that. Like I've been on that boat as well. Hoodwink with like Vela and even Pozuelo. Some of these guys I still don't even feel like I've used them. Even Ki Sung Young, you know. So I'm quite jealous. Senior's a massive card, mate. I hope he absolutely scoops it for you because I've got no doubt you bought that a long time ago, sitting waiting for it to get ripe before you eat that fruit, you know. But still, 39 entrants is considerable for the amount of goalkeepers that there's likely to be. 164, I don't think there's going to be too many without, really, is there? Can I throw together a comp? I know he's not playing, but I'm just going to put him in there as a placeholder. Nah, at the back, I'm kind of struggling, haven't I? Let's see, is there anyone in training? Segura. Yeah, nobody I'm desperate to use. It's good to see Takao is coming back in with some minutes. I hadn't noticed that. Hopefully he can start again. Let's use in midfield. We've got Morgan. Yeah, nobody I'm really desperate to be using that I'm not already. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with the extra known DNP team. I'm not going to bother with that. The Global All-Star D4 is enough for me. But yeah, so a lot of exciting stuff to come up, guys. I said this at the beginning of the stream, and I'll say it for all of you who are still here. Thanks very much for all the support we've had on the channel over the last couple of weeks. The giveaway we did on Monday was absolutely spectacular. Thanks a lot to John for coming in and guessing and being my beautiful assistant for the night in terms of helping me draw the cards and give away the prizes and all that. It was fun. As the channel grows, guys, with all the support that we get, I will do more giveaways. I will do more competitions like that, and it won't be as quite as sharp and sharp as over like a weekend, kind of like that competition was for those 5 cards. It will be more maybe like a month, and maybe we'll have 2 or 3 really decent, or maybe it's same kind of caliber, maybe the top prize being a wee bit a cut above, that kind of thing. So guys, if you do find me on social media anywhere, like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff is what I'm really after. If you are here on the live stream tonight, please take 2 seconds, just open your phone, unlock it, jump out the live chat, whatever, and just hit that wee like button for me. It goes a long way to support the channel. You have got no idea. Surface, that is the word that has reached me. I don't think it is a bit early, and the Olympics are in Japan, but this is what I'm being told. I don't know if it's an Olympic isolation criteria, potentially, but the chat is Olympics. People are away for Olympics. That's the kind of buzz I'm getting through DMs and such, you know. The stream on Monday, guys, is not going to be a live stream as such. It's going to be an end product stream. I'll be dropping so guys, the end product, I'm not here to sorry, I'll come back to this in a second. I'm not here to plug the member section tonight. There's a video on the channel that explains all that to you. You can go and check that out if you want. But what I'm going to do is just show you how you can get involved in it if you are a member, okay? So if you are a member and you can go onto the actual channel itself, if you've hit on this community tab here, it shows you all the posts I make. This is like Facebook posts basically, or like Twitter posts. You can see all the posts I've done. Some of these are only available to, as you can see here, members only. So what happens for the end product streams, if you're a voting member, then I put a post up here and you tell me people's portfolio style. If you've been on the channel long enough to understand that reference, then you won't need a further explanation. And then we go into those guys on the professional scouting software that we use, and we have some fun and we get stuck into it. So that'll be this Monday. Time to be confirmed. I'm quite happy to work times around you guys, time schedules and whatever, time zones and whatnot. And I think that's pretty much it. So I'll be recording a bunch over the weekend. We'll be doing an end product stream on Monday. And I should have a few Zoom calls lined up. The SoRare Manager series, it was so well received. I've got one guy definitely confirmed, Surface. I was going to actually be trying to talk to you quite soon, as mentioned earlier. And I've got another one or two guys in mind already that I want to get on as well. So I have 2 guys already confirmed, and then another 2 or 3 that I have already kind of earmarked for guys that I want to get back onto the channel that I've not spoke to in a long time and just catch up and see how things are and get stuck into some good content, blah blah blah. But guys, I did think the stream tonight, like I was saying a moment ago, would go on a bit longer than what it has, but I didn't really actually have that many teams to dish out this week. I'm very confident in my teams, it must be said. I think that D3 is a stonker with Depay and Ferran Torres in it. And if we keep coming this close like we've done on this game week, guys, 79 points with 4 super rares, a DNP goalkeeper, a 45-minute Pismelo, all these, we keep getting close and close and close and close, and then what's happened to my team in my club is that we then go on a run. We then get like 10, 11, 12 awards in a row, or I say rewards, wins on the bounce. We really go on a tear. So that's the way my club tends to operate, and I can feel that kind of bubbling and coming back together. And I'm really excited and I'm buzzing for it kicking off. Most Olympus lads I had are gone and kissing the Champions League. I'm missing Hoodwink, I think you're on your mobile phone, you might even be drunk. But I'm guessing he's meaning most Olympians or most Olympic lads are gone and missing the Champions League, so it could be the same for others. Jong Tae Wook, Song Min Kyu did miss matches. I've definitely heard that. I know the Koreans left early for the Olympics. Didn't think the Japanese. Now, that is interesting, because if I have Tani, then I have Tani. So I have a conundrum. So Vespe, why didn't you think the Japanese players had left? So I've gotten good information that they have. I'm interested. I'll hang about for a wee response. Because I'm pretty much kind of wrapped up now, guys, I think, to be honest with you. There's nothing else I would really want to go through. Obviously, I was quite, but unless Tani's playing Wine and Mobile. What a combo, Hoodwink, what a combo. Because if we have Tani, then we can play Machida's in D3 at the moment, so we can pull Machida out of D3. And then who else would we pull? We'd maybe put Efra in here. Not Efra, Renato. Yeah, I'd probably go Barco. Lopez, yeah. And then maybe Renato Sanchez. That's probably what I'd go with. See if I reckon Tani was playing. I'd maybe do that, by the way. But I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that I'm not worth the risk. And I think my D3s are actually quite strong. I've asked on the J League channel, but I think Matoma travelled with Kawasaki for Asia Champions League. I've checked highlights, looks like Zion was benched. Yes, all I'm doing, guys, is passing on information that has came to me. So in terms of Simply Alex talking about Zion Suzuki, the info I seen, I think it was a shared Twitter thread was shared to me, and it was that he missed the match down to clerical, an administrative error was the thing I seen, and it was like a tweet. It wasn't like a guy messaging me out of the blue and just talking about it or bitching. I've asked on the J League channel, but I think Matoma travelled. I'm going to need to clarify this in private, guys, because let's have a look again. So I've not got any under 23 teams, which I'm fine with. If I was to go D2, what would we be looking at? Oh, about 40 entrants, top 8, get something. It's a bit slender this game week. I think I'm quite happy with where I've put the strength. Because this All-Star D2, I think, for me, is podium dangerous. I think decisive actions can come from the back three super rares here, and then Cabral, we're just hoping that he actually does something and gets involved, which, you know, he's tidy. A tidy player and a good team can do well more often than not. The D3 we've got Steady Eddie Victor. No, we don't have Steady. Oh, Victor's in, yeah, America's D3. But Koki, yeah, it's a really strong team as well. I cannot really get away from. I think what I'd be guilty of doing if I still had Tanny, or even if I did use Tanny at this stage. I think I now have to just put a D4 out, don't I? Let's just put a wee D4 out there. If I hear anything concrete, I'll DM you. At the moment, I'm using Tammy, Matoma, and Ueda. Ueda missed the last game. Last game, did he not? So let's see, who have I got? Got Segura. Morgan. I think I'd throw Morgan in this, wouldn't I? Yeah. Morgan. You've used Ueda. Did he come off the bench? Yeah. Ueda DNP'd in the last game, Vespe. Say Toy. And then I'm tempted for Keaton Parks. Aye, let's just do that, and then we'll captain Lewis Morgan. Screw it. I'm putting that out there. But Vespe, by all means, feel free to DM me or hit me up for a game of chess. It's been a while. Yeah, magic, guys. Thanks all for joining the stream. I've had a lot of fun going through it tonight. I cannot wait to do the end product stream on Monday. I hope we've got tons of stuff to look at from the game in terms of prizes, or whatever. Game was cancelled versus Sapporo? No, because I've got points for Koki Machida. Oh, what do you mean game was cancelled for Sapporo? I got points for Koki Machida, but I never got points for Ueda. Koki Machida against Oita Trinita, 60 points. DNP. Oh, sorry, you're on the wrong screen. So DNP for Ueda, and Koki Machida played. What game was cancelled versus Sapporo? Oh, Sapporo were meant to play Cesaro Osaka. And the game week, I think we've just entered our teams for. I think that's maybe what you're thinking about, Vespasian. Keep giving out all the rumours you hear. Very valuable info. I don't know if you're being sarcastic, Alex. But no, it's an actual tweet. You should be able to find it. See if you like Twitter search Zion Suzuki and like admin or error. You know, Twitter search those kind of words, and I'm dead certain you'll find it because it gets sent to me. If I find it, simply Alex, I'm not even sure what your Twitter handle is. If you want to shoot me a DM on Twitter so I know who you are, I will forward that on to you should I come across it again. Yeah, Mikey Basson's the same page as me. It was Cesaro Osaka and Sapporo, because Cesaro are playing ACL this game week, but their J-League fixture would have been Sapporo should the domestic fixture have went ahead and they weren't in continental competition. But yeah, guys, I think I'm pretty well set. I don't think there's anything. Let's have a wee glance at the market, see if there's anything going on. I heard Usman Dembele spent a lot of money on that super rare Newell that we had. Let's see if we can find it. Newell. Well, I'm good. If it's patient, I'm going to go Tanny D4. You've got me on my tender hooks, and I hope to God you're right, and I hope to God I'll win something. But it's quite a weak team I've put out. You're right. The logic does, you know, if Ueda misses because of Olympics, then Tanny should miss. But were they the same game week? Because Tanny. Tanny DNP. Oh no, Tanny no game. So see the game week we're talking about now, where he's DNP'd. Tanny didn't have a game. So Vespe, it does make it a wee bit muddy waters actually, because It's hard to tell because he never had a match. So yeah, you're right. He didn't DNP the last game, but he's had a game since then. What about Osako? He was the other goalkeeper. Is he even in the team now at Hiroshima? Osako. He is playing. Right, so the last game he played was game week 176. This is game week 177. He didn't play. He may not have had a fixture. It doesn't look like he's got a DNP on his record there, did it? Sure, we can go back to him, can't we? Yeah, we can. That was nice and easy. Didn't have a DNP on his record, no, so hard to say. It's a guessing game, it's a gamble. Still wish I bought this guy's super rare in the summer, man. He was going for pennies, so 0.6 right before, blah blah blah, my dick, whatever. Magic, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. We're on about an extra 10 minutes longer than what I thought it might. It's very muddy, Vespation, very muddy. Let's see who comes out of the mud bath for the better. Hopefully all of us. I hope to see you guys. Don't really use Twitter much, but it's Simply Alex either way. Is it at Simply Alex either way, or is it at Simply Alex? Mikey Baston's got his finger on the pulse as well. Yeah, it's like a no game, so it's very muddy waters. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for joining me. I can't say it enough again. I really don't want to leave, but I don't really have anything else to talk about, so I feel kind of just like, hey, I'll let you get on with your evening. There's some more great content coming out. I think John's got a podcast about to drop. Andrew at RotoWire are doing another live stream podcast at 9 p.m. Eastern time, which I think is like, I think it's maybe midnight. It might be 1 in the morning. I've kind of lost track of the whole time difference thing. It might not be too far away, so depending on what part of the world you're in, there might be another live stream you can catch up on as well. But those guys should be a lot of fun. I'll be checking it out tomorrow. And yeah, make sure to interact with me, social media guys, all that stuff. I look forward to, if you have any ideas for competition number 2 or the next competition, then feel free to shoot them my way. I've done a lot of emails this week for the free spreadsheet. If you haven't got the free spreadsheet yet, go find it on the channel, shoot me an email, I'll send it back to you. And yeah, have a good one, guys.